on, come on, come on, come on. Y'all know what time it is. Come on. Hey y'all, this is your favorite Kentucky boy, Mr. James H. Glover III, Weapons AC3, and thank you for joining. It's our vibe. It's our vibe. Hey, hey, come on, come on, come on. I'm gonna let my sisters introduce themselves. We're gonna go down at the bottom first and start it off with Miss Tweet, y'all, and then we'll bring it back up to my sister Miss Sarah.
What's up, everybody? It is your girl, the hostess with the mostest, Tweet from Tweet Talks Podcast. And I know y'all are wondering what is going on with the bonnet. So, today is the pajama day, and your girl knew the assignment. So, I want to say what's up to all the listeners. Shira, it's on you.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone? It is your girl, Shira Renee, aka the Blemish Beauty, coming from
No, you
Jersey.
cannot.
We are here tonight for the vibe, and I'm excited for the conversation.
Well, okay, okay. Y'all come on in. We thank y'all for joining in. We appreciate y'all for watching us tonight. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Tonight we are talking about what will make you say I do. What will make you say I do. So we're gonna start it off with I'm gonna let my sister start it off and then I'll jump in there from there. Let's go. Tweet you on mute.
Y'all see, yeah, I'm having a whole conversation here. So, when we think of what would make us say I do, we dating somebody, we talking to somebody, and like we had a conversation earlier today with my other co-host here. We were talking about when you're dating, you should be dating with a purpose. As a Christian, especially, you should be dating with a purpose. You should be dating to do what biblically you're created to do. So what do we think of? What do we think of when we say, I'm interested in being with this person and I want to be able to say, I do. So I'll start with myself. One of the things that um I would need this other person to say is, am I y'all messing up my words now. Unapologetically in love. That's big for me because when you think of being unapologetically in love, one of the things that you think of is you love this person and I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what anybody has to say. I know that this is a good person for me. Now, it's important that you have vetted this person and you've been through several things and situations, ups and downs, and you know who this person is before you can do that. But I think that is something that is important to me. What's up, y'all? What do y'all think?
Okay, I guess I'll go. So for me, um, I need a safe space. I think that's important for me. I need to have a safe space. I need to feel like this person is my partner. I need to be able to have a soft place to land. You know, we always get told that we have to be the man's piece, but you guys have to be that for us too, because we shouldn't have to walk around on eggshells when we need to talk to you because of this male vibrato. You should be able to hang up your hat when you come home and create a vulnerable and safe space for me. And if I feel like I have that, I have a teammate, I have a support system, and um, we're a cohesive, united front. I think I'll be good to go.
I think for me, when what I look for, what will make me say that I do, is finding someone that I'm not only physically compatible with, but I'm emotionally, mental, and spiritually compatible with. Because for me, you know, looks fade. Looks are gonna fade. that definitely are gonna fade away. But I need you to be able to hold a conversation. I need you to be able to have my back when don't nobody else have my back. I need you to be one of my biggest cheerleaders. I need you to be there telling me like, yo, babe, I know you down right now, but you're not gonna stay there. Like, yo, we about to break through this and we about to come out of this 10 times better. Now, what my sister Sarah said is straight facts. A lot of men are hollering, we want women to be our peace. Now, that's good. That's good. Women should be our peace. And we are also hollering, a lot of men are also hollering, we want women to submit. But here's the problem with that. As men, what we have to do as men is we have to bring something to the table for the woman to submit to. Because, fellas, I'm going to tell you now, a lot of these women are getting sick and tired of us hollering, we want a woman to submit, we want a woman to submit, but we ain't bringing Jack Diddley Squat to the table for that woman to submit to. You got to come to that table with a plan. You got to come to that table with a plan in motion. You got to have a prayer life already established to tell her, yo, look, babe, this is where God is leading us to. And if you trust me well enough, I promise you, you're not submitting by yourself, but while you're submitting to me, I promise you, I'm going to be submitting to God, and we are going to get through this together. So, as men, we got to submit too. We don't want to talk about that, but we got to surrender our will to God's will.
So one of the things that I'm gonna add to that, I think that is it's really important in submitting and deciding that you're going to say I do, is that the person that you are dating in a relationship with, fiance, whatever, is being who they say they are going to be. Because when you're in that dating, that getting to know process, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for this person to be attentive to the things that they say they're going to do. For instance, if they say, and honestly, it's smart. It starts with even the small things. If you say that you intend to do this or do that, you say, okay, we going to eat dinner today, and you are attentive and you stick to that. That means something important to either the male or the female, because you are showing that you are putting that person's. You're making a commitment. It's the small commitments that lead to a bigger commitment. So that shows now. Granted, things happen. But when you are showing that person, and if something happens, you let that person know. Listen, this was going on, or I got a situation going on. But you're showing that you are attentive and you're being who you say you are going to be. When it comes to men, I think the reason why a lot of men are not eager and they find it difficult to submit is because in reality, a lot of women have come into these situations, with men trying to use them. They all about what you can do for me, when you can do it for me, and how long can I get you to do it for me for, and what do
Mm.
I need to do, and on a minimal basis to get you to continue doing what you're doing for me. So now when a man runs into a good woman that really wants something, long term, or she's really into him, he all he has in his mind is how the last chick, or somebody that he knew was in a relationship with a female that was just using him. So now he's not really wanting to submit. He wants her to submit everything that she can to him before he'll decide that he wants to submit.
And that's true. That's true. But here's the thing. Here's where this comes into play. Both people have to be healed before we come into a relationship. We cannot come into a brand new relationship carrying baggage from your last relationship. Like, for instance, let's say me and Tweet are dating. If I'm dating Tweet, I can't be holding baggage from a relationship that I was in with Sarah because Tweet isn't Sarah, or vice versa. So it's like I cannot be holding baggage back because what that's doing is that's hindering the relationship that I'm trying to get into. And sometimes what we are doing is blocking our own blessing by holding on to the very thing that God is telling us to let go of. God has told us on countless occasions, let go of this, let go of it. It's like that photo that I've seen on Facebook all the time where Jesus has a teddy bear behind his back, a big teddy bear behind his back. And the photo says, and there's a little boy, and he has this small teddy bear, and it's beat up, it's broken, it's torn up, and Jesus is saying, I want you to surrender that to me. And the little boy is like, but I love it though. But I love it though. A lot of times, the reasons why we are not going into better relationships is because of the simple fact of we have fell in love with the toxic relationship that we've been in. We have fell in love with it and made it normal.
So now the question becomes, what do you do in your single space? That is the question you need to ask before moving into a relationship. What have you done to make sure that the person has utilized all the resources available to them in order to heal? Have they been to therapy? Have they talked to a life coach? Because 9 times out of 10, just being single for years upon years and doing nothing about it, that is irrelevant, because all the things that you just kind of coped with or coast along is going to show up again once you get into a relationship. So you have to do some type of work prior to merging with someone else.
So I believe when it comes to therapy or counseling, I don't believe that every relationship needs to go through that type of um, thing. Now, if it's a long term, for me, if there's been any type of trauma or abuse, whether it be not just physical, emotional, or any type of emotional abuse, then I think they need to go through that. Ultimately, my opinion, single season is for you to work on you. And when I say work on you, I'm not saying you have to have a huge goal, because when you have a small goal, it is still considered a goal. Your goal could be working on your communication skills. Your goal could be being your true and authentic self, not being a carbon copy of what you believe you are or what somebody else has pushed you into being. And I think that's important. I think everybody just should, before getting into a relationship or even a marriage, should have that alone time to get to know themselves, because I will tell you, during that time you will know immediately when you meet somebody. If you allow yourself to go through that single season and really be single, you will get to know yourself, and you, before you date somebody, you will know immediately whether this person is going to be for me long term or short term. You're going to know it. It's not going to take a whole lot of dating. It's not going to take, and when you've gone through that single season for a long period of time, or even for, a minimum of time where you've actually been actively single and not seeking somebody else or seeking anybody else to fill that void, you learn yourself, you learn what it is that you want, and you learn to be alone, so that when somebody comes in your life, you are comfortable with who you are and you're comfortable with sharing. Like, y'all, look at me. I'm up on here. I got my bonnet on. They said pajama.
I'm proud of you, boo.
They said pajama. Okay. When they said pajama, I said, what? Yes. Because this is what y'all getting, this pajama for real. Okay. But
See,
what
I couldn't
happens
do
is,
my pajamas. I couldn't do
oh,
mine.
you
I couldn't do
no,
mine.
please don't.
I couldn't do mine.
Please don't. But
We
I
don't
mean,
we just started the show. We don't want to get, we don't want to get banned.
right. But I mean, that's the reality of it, is when you get comfortable with your true self, when somebody comes into your life, you are okay with them seeing you as yourself, with the Noxzema, with the old cornrows from under the wig, because that's what's going on right now. You're comfortable because this is me. You can accept me, and the vetting process is so easy for the other person because they see you. They like, okay, this person right here is not going to hide so much about themselves because they're comfortable with themselves. So that's what I think.
So let's take a moment and look at some of these comments here, because we got a lot and we appreciate y'all for coming in strong. Okay. We
Yes,
need y'all
y'all.
to stay that way. Stay
Soon as
that
we hit
way.
that live button, girl, they was rolling
Yes.
in. So that's what's up.
So, okay. The first question is, Can you be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't believe in or wants to believe in God?
No.
Definitely cannot. You can't. Because the scripture says, do not be unequally yoked.
Equally yoked,
Now,
right?
now, a lot of times we take that as relationships only, but as I've said on another one of my podcasts that I do, which shout out to Real Talk Monday, we talked about this one time. Unequally yoked is more than just in relationships. That is in business, that is in friendship. You cannot be unequally yoked. So let's say, and a lot of times we meet people and we fall in love with them, but in all honesty, and we got the nerve or the audacity to say, God told us that this is our husband or this is our wife. And God ain't told us none of that. What
That was
God
your
did is
boy.
sent that. Exactly. God sent that person there to be an assignment to you for you to lead them to Him. But nevertheless, because you was in your feelings at that moment and you tired of being alone, in my Al Green voice,
Ooh.
you got the nerve or the audacity to fall in love with your assignment and then wonder why your life is jacked up right now. That's
Or
why.
That's
or it
right.
could be a sign to see if you love the idea of being in love more than you love him.
Come on. Come on.
Hmm.
Because if
Very true.
if he look a certain way or she look a certain way, you'll talk Jesus yesterday, but then today you like, I yeah.
Mm.
So what had happened was, so yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta definitely have discernment. But yeah, to
Uh,
answer that question, I would say no for me too. We don't have to be on the same level where our relationship with God is concerned, but there has to be a conversation of where you're going in the relationship with God, because that's a no for me.
And see,
Um Go ahead, Tweet. Go ahead before we
and
ask the
see,
next one.
biblically in the Bible, it talks a lot about that, about not just being equally yoked, but Ecclesiastes 4, I believe it's 9 and 12 says
Okay.
two are better than one,
come on.
and that the two together would remove toil. Biblically, toil is another word for stress. So when two people are of the same and they bond together, they will be less stressed. And for those of us that know about, when you dealing with things by yourself, it's more stressful. So when two people come together, which to remind you that when you do join together with another person, they should not. When you're in a relationship, you have to weigh the pros and the cons. So if you're in this relationship and them cons is they tip of the scale, that might not be it for you. It's supposed to balance itself out because that's what the Bible says, um, in that Bible verse.
And then another key indicator is too, God doesn't give you anything that doesn't represent him. So anything concerning God, gives you peace in a situation. If you feel uneasy about a thing, that's definitely a sign that most of us a lot of the times ignore because of how they look or whatever the case may be. If there is an uneasiness or it's like a toxic feeling or it's confusion, anything that is opposite of God and who he is, that's a dead giveaway that that's something that you do not need to play with. And that's another reason why you should have a relationship with him, so you can know to avoid certain pitfalls concerning who you date. But
That's
the
it.
next question is, so what you are trying to say is we're falling in love with broken things. I think that was in regards to you, James, when you was
Yeah.
talking, what you was talking about earlier.
Yeah, we are definitely falling in love with broken things because, and sometimes we're falling in love with those broken things for three reasons. Number one, we're comfortable. Number two, we broken ourselves. And number three, those things don't expect nothing of us.
Trauma
They're broken,
bonds.
we broken. So, we gonna be two broken people together, and neither one of us are gonna get whole. So, yeah.
And back to what
Okay.
Shira was saying, when you said there's discomfort in things, A lot of people believe when they think about God and how he moves that he's going to be the actual voice like we're talking to each other. That may not always be the way it happens. If you're in a relationship and y'all going through some stressful things, what may happen is the discomfort may come to you in different ways. You may have dreams. You may find yourself in situations where, I mean, I've been in a situation where I can be riding down the road in a car and I see something on a billboard that will speak exactly and definitely into the situation I'm in. You will have discomfort in yourself. You may not have discomfort in the relationship when you're with that person. It may come to you when you are alone. When you have no distraction, all you're going to do is hear or see or feel whatever it is that you're supposed to feel that's going to cause you that discomfort.
For me, it's a flow. When I know I'm not in the right situation, things don't line up. Everything is going wrong. There is no consistent wins. Like it's always something. And that's how I know. Or people will start falling off, because people around you can also tell too. And that's a sign. People will look at you and who you with, and they'll be like, oh, okay. And then they'll slowly start to back away because they might care about you enough to not tell you. Those are signs too that you need to pay attention to.
And sometimes it's even the smallest little things. You're seeing little things that are changing about you. You're noticing that you're noticing that you're becoming more irritable. You're noticing that you're not spending as much time in the Word of God as you used to. You're noticing that instead of doing what you normally do, you finding yourself spending more time with this person that you know deep down is draining the life out of you. And what we have to do is we have to stop trying to be lifesavers for people that don't want saving for themselves. We are quick to try to be Jesus Jr. and try to save somebody that ain't even wanting to be saved.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna add something to that because when you said trying to save somebody, that is a big thing. Um, a lot of times when you're trying to save somebody and you just stop, it's still working because what happens is people learn you and they learn your behavior, they learn things about you, and when you just stop, you're still um, helping that person to be better. You may be even still letting them know that something that they're doing is not right. But when you simply just stop, sometimes that's what you got
Sometimes,
to do.
sometimes you have to allow people to hit rock bottom so that they can understand that Jesus is going to be the rock at the bottom. Because in all honesty, if people know that you're going to always be there, why they got to call on the name of Jesus? Because all they got to do is pick up a phone and call you, and guess what? You got them. You're going to be there. You're going to save them. And when you are a person that is a people pleaser, that's what we're known to do. We don't want to watch nobody struggle.
So I got a question for y'all. So say you're in a relationship, and the relationship is it's in a good place. You feel like it's a really good relationship. You're ready to say I do. This is for you. But everybody around you, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Anybody that knows you is telling you that they're deterring you from that moment. Maybe you should wait. Maybe you should uh, wait a little while. I mean, it's a lot of naysayers. Do you pay that any attention or do you not?
I didn't, and that's why I'm in the situation I'm in now.
That's what's up, sis. You dropping gems. Yeah.
Let me tell y'all,
So would you, James?
I didn't. And thank God it didn't cost me anything. But it did cost me something because it cost me some time. And let me say what I mean by that. I was in this relationship, and you couldn't tell me nothing about this girl. This girl, I was sure was about to be wifey. She was fine. She looked good to me. Like, yo, this
First thing
is
you
it.
said, did she have a brain? Jeez.
Like, this was it. This was it. It was it. And I was at a birthday gathering. I did like a little birthday gathering for myself. We went out to eat. Invited a couple of my cousins, and while we was out eating, soon as soon as the dinner was over, I looked at my cousin and I'm like, yo, what did you think about her? What did you think about her? What did you think about her? I'm like, she was fine, wasn't she? She was fine. And now remind you, God did not tell me this was gonna be my wife. I was telling myself
The loins.
because I was telling myself this. I was telling myself this. And as I got in the car, my cousin looked at me and she's like, I said, what did you think about her? What did you think about her? What did you think about her? And she's like, you want my honest opinion? I'm like, yeah, give me your honest opinion. She said, baby girl ain't gonna be around 2 more months. 2 months later, she was in another relationship. After that, she got engaged. After that, she got married. After that, she had a child. So it was a thing of I was looking at the outer, and I thought that she was the one. And a lot of times what we mess up is God said a man that finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor with the Lord. So where we mess up is we look at the outer appearance and say, oh, that's my good thing. Let me keep it all the way 100. When I was around her and we was going places, trust me, we was turning heads.
Your loins.
Yes, heads was turning. I see you, Doc. I see you. I see you. But was he doing anything for me mentally? Was he doing anything for me spiritually? No. But at that moment, I wasn't looking at those things. I was looking at, yo, I don't care about that. She's looking good on my arms. So it's like now that I'm more mature and I'm older, I thank God now that I'm at the state that I am at, where I know what my good looks like.
I,
I think anymore in the confirmation.
I really believe that that's the reason why God put Adam to sleep, because if Adam had a say so and what Eve looked like, she probably would have been a D cup and had a BBL. Because I mean, for
Come on,
real,
keep
like
it
that's
real.
why he
Keep
put
real.
Shaw to sleep, because and then that's why he took a piece of him, the inside, because it's an inside job.
Inside
We're
thing.
supposed
Yep.
to be able to, I don't want to say that, but Beloved is one of my movies when she say touch me on the inside. Not in that way, but it's supposed to be an emotional thing, a spiritual thing, a soul connection. That's why the rib was removed. And also the rib cage protects the heart. It protects the lungs. You know what I mean? We're supposed to have your back in certain cases. A lot of the times the people that we love or like because they look a certain way or they are type, they ain't caring about us or our well-being.
Yep.
They not asking, did you eat today? Did you go get a checkup or whatever the case may be? They just there to gratify their own self and their flesh. So what do you think about
Let me
that,
tell you,
Tweet?
I feel like one of the things that anybody before they say I do, you need to go through a real tough season.
Mm.
because a lot of times when you're dealing with that person, they think you do, you look good, you smell good, you know, or they see you as a good aid for themselves.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They see you as being somebody that can make them better rather than somebody you can look at as you ask them, can you make me better? And I'm not saying many make me better financially. I'm saying make me better as a whole. Wherever you see I fall, if you see there's something about me that needs to be changed or I should work on in a constructively criticized way, are you able to do these things? I think when you go through a really rough season, and I think personally, I think anybody before they get married should wait until you've gone through a season where you can see how this person is going to, how are they going to deal with it? What position am I going to be in? Because this is my mindset. I know a lot of people may not understand this, but when it comes to a lot of times how men deal with women, you know, a man, let's think of even a female friend, right? A man is never going to say, I'm done with you completely and delete your phone number from his phone. The only thing that you're going to do is you're going to move positions. You may be number one, you're going to
Yep.
drop down to number 10. You might drop down to number 5. If you really rubbed him the wrong way, you might drop down to 100, number 100. But you're never going to completely be done. So for that male, so for when you're dealing with, as a woman, when you're dealing with that male, you need to deal with him long enough to see, are you going to stay number one? Or is this just a phase where I'm going to drop down to number 100 and then fade to black after a little while? No longer exists. So you need to go through some things first. I don't think anybody should just say, okay, well, this is a beautiful thing, it's a nice thing. Let's see how we handle each other in our rough seasons, before we can say, you know what, this is it for me. You
Yeah,
know.
and that's why I said that earlier about for me, I have to have a partner because when you go through things, especially now with this young age, you're going to start having like transitional life stuff happen to you. Your parents are going to pass away, you know, children are going to be off to school, you might get sick. um so many different things happen now. The older that you get, you have more days behind you than you do in front of you. You want to make sure that if you have something happen to you, this person will be right there with you. The Kobe to your Shaq, you know, the Scottie Pippen to your Michael Jordan. They need to be right there with you. If I can't go through something and I look over and I see you, what is the purpose of us doing this? For what? It's just a waste of time. I might as well just keep my kids and have a dog, because you want to make sure that the person you are set up to do life with is also in it for the same reasons as you, and they're willing to go through the storms with you.
And another thing is too, vulnerability. Like, I'm a person, when it comes to emotion, I know how to tough through emotions. Whereas someone that doesn't really know me on a personal level, it may seem as though I'm stone faced, unaffected by it. But when you really get to know a person, you'll know the little things that they may do that'll be considered gestures of love, gestures of companionship. Like, I'm there for you. You know, let's even think about for funerals or something like that. You know, there's that person that's gonna come and hug you and cry with you. But then you have some people that may do something that they've never done before, such as show up. You know what I mean? To them, that is a really big gesture to show you that they really care for you. They're really concerned with you. They really love you because they've done something that they don't normally do. So I think when you pay attention to, people are complex, and people, just like you said, when you go through different things, people are complex sometimes based on what they've been through or what they're going through. You know, you spoke about a parent passing away. You know, I've spoken to people, including even my mom, that, you know, when her mom passed away, she's like, I'm different because I feel different. I've experienced something that I've never experienced before. And it's important for you to know who this person is, and when they transition into this other person, just like you said, that this is not who they really are. This is who they've become because of what they've been through. And if you haven't
Yeah.
gone through anything, you just loving on somebody that you think is there. Because, you know, we always talk about that representative girl. That
And again,
representative, go ahead.
that ties into also having a relationship with God, because you know that this is the spirit, this is not the person. This is a spirit of depression. This is a
Yep.
spirit of, whatever, anxiety. This is a spirit of stress, whatever, and then you know how to fight against it. You pray, okay, well, babe, I know, you stressed out right now from X, Y, and Z. Let's pray. Let's go to God in prayer. Let's, battle this the right way. Because sometimes the things that we go through will allow us to look at each other as opponents when we're actually teammates.
Okay, so I got a scenario for you, James. Y'all see how I flipped that? Did y'all see how
Uh-oh.
it's the bonnet.
Let's go. Let's
It's the
go.
bonnet.
Let's go. I'm
Uh-oh.
ready. I'm ready. Come on.
All right, so James, you're in a relationship with a female, and y'all got a close bond. Y'all have a wonderful relationship. Um, but she has, let's say, she's got 3 kids. She's got 3 children, and one of the children's fathers passed away.
Mm,
She's different, and she's getting closer to the other 2 children's dads because that one child's dad has passed away.
Passed away.
Now
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to answer that, and then I'm gonna throw my little ring in there. Y'all like how I'm doing that
So,
though?
what
Y'all
is the
like that?
question? Like, how am I gonna handle that?
Yeah, how you gonna handle it?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let her know. Look, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a discussion. It is gonna be a discussion of, yo, first off, I see you. I understand what you're going through. I understand that you just suffered a major, major loss. And I understand that right now you're grieving that loss. But, and I understand that because of that loss, you're wanting to get closer to your other 2 children's fathers to make sure that the kids have a great relationship with them. I get that. I respect that and I understand that. But let's sit down and let's talk about boundaries. Because the same way that I would respect you, I expect that same respect given to me.
So you would still expect her to stick to her boundaries.
Oh yeah, like there ain't no staying all night. There is none of that.
Now, I get that, but I feel like I don't know, that may be a little insensitive because and the reason and this is the ring that I'm going to throw in there. There's 3 children, right? Now, one of the children, I didn't mention the age. I probably should have. This is a child that knows what's going on. Now, this child is crying. They're going through a lot. Now, the other 2 siblings, so all the children are pretty much down. They are emotionally, they dealing with a lot. So now the mom is thinking, because as a parent, you want to protect your child as best you can, right? You want to kind of shield them. Well, we like to think that we can shield them from things, but some things you can't shield them from. But the mom is saying, if this was to happen to one of the other kids' fathers, I wouldn't want them to go through this pain. I want to be able to have the tough conversations. So they're getting connected with them just to make sure that this is maybe a smoother transition if it ever happens
And
again.
and I don't blame her for connecting with them. I don't blame her for keeping that bond going. You can go over there and stay all day if you want to, but that I repeat what I said. There is no staying all night. My woman will not be staying all night at no other ninja's house. I'm sorry.
not the
That's
ninja.
that's why I'm
I mean,
drawing the line at. The
no,
kids can stay all night, but that don't mean that you have to. You can come
yeah.
home. If you staying all night, you can come pick up your clothes and you can just move in there.
So I think
Take
okay,
your
now I'm
pick.
gonna tell you, I totally agree with that because this is where the vetting comes in, and I think it's really important for those conversations to be had because you're gonna run into some people that you meet and that may want to marry you and be in a relationship, but their boundaries and your boundaries are 2 totally different things. Because believe it or not, people that have children together and they separate and go their separate ways, they still consider that other person their family. There's some people that do that. Me personally, I don't see that the same way.
Mm-mm.
But a lot of people feel like if I have a child with somebody and we separate, we still family. And that is not always the case because, number one, in God's eye, we don't have that bond that we're supposed to have, that glue that we're supposed to have, which will be holy matrimony. We don't have that. So, but we did reproduce. That doesn't mean that we look at everybody that we come in contact with, because we know how children come. So that means everybody that you are intimate with, you consider that person family. That's not always the case. So I think that's why it's really important to have them type of conversations, because if you don't have that conversation and you just don't know, this person doesn't understand the seriousness of your boundaries.
Scenario time. I got
All
a
right.
scenario for both of y'all.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start it off. Tweet. I've been picking on you first these last couple of weeks. So Sarah, I'm coming for you first tonight. So here is the scenario. So I'm about to give you the scenario now. Are you ready, Sarah?
Go ahead.
So so your man, your husband, has just experienced a great loss. His ex, his ex's father and him was very close, and they were so close, and he was like another father to him. So the ex shoots him a text and asked him to come to the funeral because her father would really appreciate it. And she says, and I quote, "I know you married or whatever, but my father always looked at you as his son-in-law. So, if it's okay with your wife or whatever, would you mind sitting up front with the family and walking in with me?" And he tells you, "Babe, it's just a funeral, and I won't. I think out of respect, I think that I ought to do it." What is your response to that, Sarah?
Okay, so I have a
Think
question
about it.
first
Think
before I
about it.
respond.
Think about it, sis.
Do
Think
Think
about
do
it.
about
Think
they
about
it.
it.
no, I
Think about
do
it.
they have a child together?
They have three.
So okay, so they have three children. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
can't say anything because I personally went through this. My
Mm-hmm.
oldest lost his father, and my oldest lost his grandfather. And at the time, during both of those transitions, I was married.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was up in the front with the
Mm-hmm.
family
Mm-hmm.
because that's my son. So I am supporting my son the best way I know how to be there, sit next to him. However, during the time of
Okay.
his grandfather's transition, I'm not sitting with his father like we one big happy family. I'm sitting with
Now
my
that's
son.
what the ex wants your husband to do, is to
No, we're
sit
not
right
doing
there
that.
beside her
We're not doing
like
that.
they one big happy family.
Because I know he's a good man, Savannah. So he not gonna sit beside you. He gonna sit beside the kids. It's gonna be you, the three of the kids, and then him. And I'm gonna be in the back. You know what I'm
See?
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me give you a twist to that scenario. Let's say they ain't got no kids. They have just always been close. They have always been tight, and her dad was like another dad to him.
She can
And
go.
she wants him to sit up front with her.
No, he cannot. They don't have any kids. He could be an armor bearer. He can actually say something at the funeral, but he cannot sit next to her. We're not doing that. My husband? Oh no, we're not doing it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We gonna sit next to her, but he not sitting next to her. No, we're not doing
Yeah. You gotta respect those boundaries. I
it.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
no, we're not doing that. If he even uttered his mouth to even ask me that without no kids,
Yeah.
No.
So okay. So here we go. I'm gonna give it to you like this, and I want you to give me the pure, serious answer. Don't think about it. Just say it.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah. Just say it.
Okay.
So, babe,
Suspicion.
He's trying to round me up,
my
y'all.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do.
my ex just called me. Her father just passed away, and she asked me to sit up front with her at the funeral because her father really thought the world of me. And, I always thought the world of her father. And I told her I would do it because I don't see the problem with it. It's just a funeral, baby. I'll wear my wedding ring and everything. It's just a
Listen,
funeral,
listen,
baby.
hold on. This is how. This is wonderful that you're saying these things, ladies. Are y'all paying attention to how things happen? You notice the baby and the wearing the ring.
Yeah, you
You see
see it,
how all
right?
that? You see all that got thrown in
He's
there.
setting you up.
He's set.
He's
Yeah,
setting you up to
he's
avoid
putting all
being
his ducks.
smacked.
Right. He's lining everything up, and he changes his tone. He even said, "Okay, baby," and I got my ring on, and just okay, just turn
Hmm.
And
passing
then the
over real
gut
quick.
punch. It's just a funeral. I didn't think it was that
Right.
serious. Like,
Right.
it's just a funeral. It's just. Oh,
Mm-mm.
see. Uh-oh.
Uh oh.
It
See
is a
that comment?
scenario. It is a scenario. It is a
Let's put that up there
scenario.
in the chat.
Mm-mm. It is a scenario.
So this scenario cannot happen because the Lord knows me and he knows my heart and he knows my capacity.
He knows her hands too.
And and the scripture clearly says that the kingdom suffered violence and the violence was taken by force. That's what it said,
Uh oh.
right?
Say it. Say
So it all boils down to the simple fact that my husband, and I'm going to speak this in the atmosphere,
Oh, somebody said
my
nope, nope, nope.
husband will respect me and he will know me enough to know that this is not a conversation that he will ever have with me because he will shut it down immediately. Boundaries are set already. So that's not
See,
going to
but
happen.
you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about twisted. I may think about things because sometimes you can create such a comfortable space for somebody to where they'll come to you with the shenanigans, and I like to do that. I like to do that. I want to create a really, really, really safe space for you. So you can come to me with nonsense such as what he just said. Come on with it. Come on with it. So that when you see my response, and my response is not so friendly because you assume that that's the way I'm gonna do things, then it's more of a the punch that you want to throw out, you end up getting it right back. So okay, so this comment
Okay.
says, oh, y'all be
All
glad I had
right.
to work. This is a good one.
My
This
bad,
comment
y'all.
says, yeah, he could go away and do it, but I can't see that. So
He could go and do it, but
thanks.
take his stuff out the house and leave while he's at it.
Mm.
So go ahead and
I
do
feel
it.
like.
But while you on your way, get your stuff.
See, I don't think I would do that though. I would
All right.
if he. Yeah, go ahead.
So sweet. I got one for you. I got one for you. Don't feel
Okay.
bad. I got one for you too. So so
Don't be mad.
mm, your husband calls you and tells you, babe, I'm gonna be running a little bit late coming home tonight because I ran into an old friend while I was on my way home. I went to grab something to eat, and I ran into a girl that I've been cool with since high school. She just happened to be in town at the same time. She's eating at the same place I'm eating, so I'm gonna just sit down and eat dinner with her. You don't mind that, do you? I'll be home as soon as I get done.
This is a
I
phone
mean,
call.
I knew you wasn't gonna cook tonight, so I just figured
So
I'd.
now listen, that last part, so true. So true. So for me, that would be a phone call, and I'd be like, okay, cool, where we going? All right, I'll see you there. I'll be in a minute. I'm going. I'm there. Because why would you even call me and tell me that? If you're gonna be sneaky about something, go ahead and be sneaky. Don't tell me. I mean, that's you can tell when somebody is luring you into their foolishness to see how you're gonna react by the stuff that they tell you. If you're gonna tell me
Hmm.
something that you know is triggering to me, that's something I think is going across my boundary, it's because you're looking for a reaction, and I'm off for the game with that.
I'm be like, babe, I'm in another city, so like, there's no point in you coming.
I'm not gonna come, but when you get back here, I'm not. Matter of fact, I got somebody right now that I probably need to go see and have dinner
Mm.
with too. Because you can't. Once you open the door for certain things, you can't close them. Once you open the door and you tell that other person, okay, I'm going out to dinner with somebody else. What are you gonna say when she tells you that she's gonna do that? No, that's inappropriate. Hit them in the
Alright,
head with a glass bottle. I mean, you can't do anything. It's because you opened the door for it. And I think
alright,
that's why a lot
alright,
of people sneak around and do things because they know that it's a no.
alright. So here's what we're gonna do. Because I'm the king of the scenarios, and I'm always giving it to my sisters. Just like Tweet just gave me one, I'm gonna give Sarah the opportunity to throw me a scenario out here. Let's see
Oh, I
how I
got
would
one.
respond
I'm
to.
ready. All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Pew pew pew
So
pew.
Dang, I should have kept my
you,
mouth shut.
no, I
I
was
should
going to
have
give it to
kept
you
my mouth
anyway. I
shut.
was just waiting for you to just, I was waiting for y'all to finish what y'all was
She
talking about.
she's waiting to step in.
So your wife, because we're going to use the scenario of we're family.
Oh, I like this already.
So
Okay.
your wife has the mentality of we're family. She is still connected to her children's father, and her children's her children has other siblings. They have about 2 or 3 other siblings. And when she was with her spouse, or her ex-spouse I should say, they all did stuff together. It was a big thing, yada yada yada. So she still looks at them as her family. Not so much her kids, but still close enough, kind of sort of. And he isn't dating anyone at the time. So she still feels maternally responsible for them, right? So the holidays are here, and they always celebrate Christmas together. And she says, babe, I feel bad because the kids don't really have anybody to do Christmas with them. I know my ex, he ain't gonna really do too much. So I was wondering if I could take the kids over to see their siblings and share, Christmas with them, and they'll exchange their gifts or whatever the case may be. But he lives kind of far, so we would have to go Christmas Eve and stay the night, and then I'll be back Christmas evening. What's your response, Rev?
Mm. My response is, yeah, we can go. Yeah, we can go.
No, no, no. You can't go, babe, because
We can get a room together and go. Thank you, Arthur Nikki. Thank you.
no, no, no. You I mean, well, you can go with us and you stay in the room, but I'm gonna stay at the house with them because They like when we wake up, when they wake up in the
He said
morning, they like
Airbnb,
to see
baby.
us all together. We wear the pajamas and everything.
Listen, put that comment up there. He said Airbnb, baby.
Fam said, if I'm not going, she's not going.
Exactly. So here's how my response is gonna be. My response is gonna be, yeah, babe, go on ahead. You can go and have fun, have a great time. Promise you, have a great time. But when she gets home, that next that Christmas Eve, that Christmas Day evening, guarantee you, my stuff is packed and I'm out of the house.
No, you can't do that. We're married.
We was married when you was
I
up
didn't.
there laying at some other dude's house too. But you wasn't worried about us being married at that point.
The Bible says love is patient and love is kind.
Yeah, but the Bible also says
He said, yeah, but
do not tempt. Do not tempt or provoke to wrath. So you
no,
tempt and
no.
provoked me to
They said the
wrath.
It's the
children. They said the
children. The
children,
Bible says, "Do not
not my
We
provoke
are all
husband.
the
children of
children."
God. We are all children of God. So you tempted and provoked me to wrath. So
Right on
I'm
time.
out. I'm out.
So violent tonight. God.
And
I'm
I'm
That
violent.
thing.
usually the
That
violent
thing.
one. I'm the
Right.
I'm the
So
good
you
one
done rubbed
tonight.
off on the reds.
So no,
Yeah,
this would not
that
be
one that got
considered.
him.
This would
That
not
one
be
got him
considered a
stressed
hall
out.
pass. This is just we're family. So we go and we, celebrate Christmas together
Charlie,
as a family.
hall passes are old. That was back when the movie was out. That ain't real no more.
That was a
That
good
probably
movie
got some
too,
people
y'all.
hurt.
Y'all need to see that.
Some guys probably got hurt asking for a hall pass.
And exactly, no, we not family. You family with that dude, your baby daddy. That's your family. Matching PJs, waking up every morning, waking up on Christmas
But we can
morning
have we
together.
can have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Don't worry about it. We had Thanksgiving.
How about we have nothing and say we did it?
Ooh, okay.
But she
How
pregnant with your
about
child.
I'll pay child support and I'll come pick up my child, but I will not have anything to do with her.
That
I
no.
believe, I
Really quickly.
believe,
So
hold on. I'ma just say it like this. I believe my boy Usher said it best. And this is what I'ma say.
what?
This is all I gotta say. Ugh, I should have already had this pulled up. Cause I should have been ready. This is me right now. If that situation ever happened to me, this is my response. Hold on.
Full filter.
Hold up. If that ever happened to me, I promise you this is my response.
James is always slow with the papers.
Yeah, we signing them papers. Papers.
But the Bible frowns upon divorce.
Except when you up here cheating. The Bible gave
You know.
but you gave the
Can you turn
indication
that
that you
off?
were cheating.
Yeah,
You
before we
gave
get
the
cut off.
indication that
Right.
you gave the
You do not
indication
own the
that you
rights
were
to this
cheating.
music.
Yeah, we do
Right.
not.
That Facebook guy, he's probably getting ready to give us the snub any minute now because you
We
paying
do not own
somebody
the
else's
rights to this
music.
music.
Right.
Yes, we do not own the rights to any of that music that was just played.
I know that's right. She said, "Love won't make me stay. Say I do. Respect will."
And that's real.
That's good. That's a
Nikki,
good one.
Nikki said this is a first 48-hour situation. Ooh,
And it ain't even 48 hours. It's like 48 minutes or 48 seconds.
But see, in all, this is really good stuff to have conversations about because you can get with somebody and you be ready to jump the broom and y'all haven't had these tough conversations. Talk about it. Talk about house, who's gonna do what, when, especially if there's children involved. You gotta have those conversations because you might run into somebody that you think is gonna understand. When you get to that road, they be like, mm-mm. And then they be hyped just like James. Oh no, you getting ready to sign these papers. You getting ready to
Exactly.
sign
Because
these papers.
no,
Looking for the
because
slow jam to play.
dude, I'm gonna have my slow jam playlist already. Papers is gonna be on there. Let It Burn is gonna be on there. What else? There's so many songs that's gonna be on there, y'all. But for real,
Oh, let's talk about this one. This is a good one. This comment right here. That's a good question. What is considered infidelity? Do y'all believe in emotional cheating? Ooh, I'm gonna let y'all answer that
so
one
for
first.
me, what is considered infidelity is anything that you would not want me doing, but you doing. So if
That's
it's
good.
okay for me to emotionally cheat, then no, it ain't cheating. If it's okay for me to go out here and text multiple people on the side, then no, it ain't cheating. But if you don't want me to do it, but you think it's okay for you to do it, then yeah, I have a problem with that. And I consider that cheating.
So, so I'll go ahead and talk because she's
She
um
getting our nephew together.
yeah. So I feel like emotional cheating is not cheating, but it's the first step towards cheating. Because I feel like a lot of people that are in already involved with something, whether it be a relationship, a marriage, or anything, before it gets to physical cheating, they have to have that emotional connection to somebody else. They have to have that. Whereas when a person is single, they don't have to have that emotional connection first. But when somebody
Facts.
is in a relationship or marriage or something like that, and they're talking to somebody else, they're communicating with somebody else, that emotional connection is going to take place first. But to me, having an emotional connection with somebody is not cheating to me.
I think I would agree with James. I believe it goes under the umbrella of whatever it is you don't want me to do, don't do to me. That's usually how work husbands and work wives start because of the emotional cheating. Usually they gravitate to the work husband or work wives based off of what they're not getting at home. And that's usually an emotional connection for the most part. So I would agree.
But look
Uh,
what Danny. Danny,
Danny
I
says, I say two times cheating physically and I'm out. Emotionally cheating is too easy. I'd be leaving all the time.
that be me. That last part, I be leaving all the time.
So
I feel you on
we
that one,
appreciate
girl.
we appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. We love
we got
y'all.
we
We
got one more
appreciate.
comment, James. Let's do this last one
Wait,
because it's
wait,
a
wait,
long
wait. What
one.
is it?
Women are emotional, men are physical. Some men can sleep with people and not care, but you fall in love with a deep emotional connection. I agree. If you don't want me to do it, then don't do it.
Super
I
dope.
agree with that because for men, we are more physical. We're not gonna. There are some men that will cheat emotionally, but let's be real. We are not emotional creatures. We are not emotional creatures. We are more physical natured. For women, y'all are emotional. So for women, you find more women cheating emotionally than you do
Mm-mm.
physically.
I beg to differ
Uh,
on that one.
they start off cheating emotionally before they go physically a lot of
I
the
think
time.
I think that men are taught from young to not show emotions, right? So they go
Hmm.
through life not showing the emotions to the person they're with, to the people that surround them. The moment they find a female that they can be emotionally safe with, boom, emotional cheating is underway because they're taught not to do it. It's not normal for them. So when they find a safe space to be emotional with, they're going to do it. And guess what? even if that woman doesn't know what's going on, she doesn't know that this person is getting emotionally connected to her, he's going to continue doing it because it feels good to him to be able to allow that emotion out. So I
I
think it's
agree with that.
different. I feel like women, when it comes to emotional cheating, yeah, we are emotionally. I mean, we're just emotional creatures like all the time, but that doesn't mean that we are vested in it as a relationship because we're being emotional to you. We're taught to be open about how we feel. We're taught to cry. We are taught to be it's okay to be emotional. So I don't think that means for us that we're cheating. And I think that men confuse that all the time. That because a woman is being emotionally vulnerable to you, that means that you have her. This is 2024. Women have evolved and they're different. They know how to be emotionally drawn into somebody, and they know how to make sure they cover certain parts of them.
I agree with that.
If you are seeking an emotional connection with someone outside of your partner, then you've checked out and are turned off by your partner. You focus no liner on connecting with your partner and leave the door open to physical cheating.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think phone sex comes in when you have become comfortable. Now, I'm not saying that it's right, but when you become comfortable and you have totally let your guard down and you feel like, you know what, I've already stepped outside of my marriage. What's, what's the point? I might as well continue. Now, I'm not saying that it's right, but I know a lot of people that say that's why they have continued along that way because of the simple fact of, man, I was already halfway there. Why not continue to go downward spiral?
So, how do you feel about? Would you consider this to be emotional cheating if you tell your friends more than you tell your spouse?
Now, if I tell my friends more than I tell my spouse, if I tell my friends more, no. And the answer to that question, no, it is not. No, it is not. It is not okay. It is not biblically okay. It's not biblically okay, but have have others done it and have I done it in the past? Yes.
Can we go
I
up
am
one?
guilty, but I'm
Shoot.
trying to be better from it.
Let's roll back up one.
Which one? Tweet.
Shanitria says,
Oh no, that's what
Reverend.
he was answering. He when he said
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
biblically is not. Yeah.
Yeah. My answer to that question was no, it is not okay. It is not biblically sound because God designed physical intimacy or sexual contact for a husband and a wife. However, have I done it in the past? Yes, I have. Am I guilty? Yes, I am. But I am trying to improve on it and I am trying to be better from it.
I disagree with that though, but I ain't gonna go too far into that. But I disagree.
They diff. Wait, there's. Let's read this one and then we'll close it
Well,
out.
no, hold on. Yeah, let me finish.
They
I just
definitely need to be spread out. She's talking about her previous comment about the two physical cheatings, but people are human. I'm just being realistic. If I really love someone and we're married, I'm not just leaving off of one mistake.
I feel that. I feel that. But here's the thing, though. I'm not gonna leave off of one mistake. However, that person has to have a mindset of humbly coming to me and apologizing and admitting their faults and admitting the fact that you know what, yo, I messed up, yo, I did you wrong, yo, I'm trying to do better, yo, I'm trying to be holier, I'm trying to get right with you, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get right with you.
think that when it comes to saying, okay, well, you've made one mistake, I'm gonna leave. I don't think that it's good to give that much information about how you're gonna respond to a person that cheats on you in a marriage. Because when you give that information, for instance, if you get into a situation and one person cheats and you say, all right, well, after two times, it's over. That means that one time didn't even exist to that other person. That means that they know that you are willing to stay for at least one more. So I think you can give. You don't. I wouldn't give like an open dialogue, and that's gonna stay. That's gonna how I deal with that is gonna stay in my head. I'm gonna tell you that I disagree with it, and it's gonna be a big problem for us. But my game plan is not gonna be discussed. Word for word on my thoughts about it, because I feel like you're setting yourself up for like a baseball game. Strike
Mm-hmm.
one, okay.
Strike
I got
two.
one more. I got one more time I could do this, and then she'll be done. But I'm gonna make sure the second time is worth it. you know. And then if she says she's staying for three times, okay, that second time didn't exist. The third time is when I'm gonna make sure that it's really worth it because she definitely gonna leave. So I think that in a relationship, especially a marriage, how you are gonna respond to certain negative things does not need to be said. Because if I say I'm not gonna tolerate it, it's a problem for me, then I already said what I need to say, and anything else that I need to say is going to be going overboard for me because now you're taking me on the emotional roller coaster. So I'm not getting to that. Just know that it's going to be a problem. Uh, she says, "I agree, tweet. I ain't telling you all that. You think you have changed? That's right. Everything don't need to be discussed. Yeah." James.
Hold on, I like this. My bad.
It
It
all
comes.
comes down to self control and discipline. Respect is a must. When you move from the point of respect, you won't be doing anything that has your partner feeling away.
That's the best way to
I
end it.
agree.
Right there. That's the best way to end it.
Totally agree with that.
When what will make you say I do? You give me that RESPECT. You
And now
respect
that
me.
that respect, that's where you go all in. You spill it out. You let them know what your dislikes are, what you don't, what you ain't staying around for, what you won't tolerate. That's where you go in. You let them know what your boundaries are from the very beginning. You don't hold nothing back because
Yeah.
that person will know when they get to that boundary point that they have crossed it because you've been very clear on what your boundaries are. And when the boundary is crossed, they should be made accountable for whatever they've done. Now, I'm not saying turn up too hard, but they should be accountable because then they know after they've done it the first time that I'm going to be held accountable for it. They're going to think twice about whether they're going to disrespect to you or cross that
Again.
boundary again.
Facts.
Hmm.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all walking with us tonight. We
Yes,
love
yes.
y'all. We appreciate y'all. We want y'all to come back tomorrow night because tomorrow night the fellas are back in the
Yes.
house. The
Yes.
fellas
Y'all
Pew,
are
pew,
come
back
pew,
in
out.
the house. I got my boy
pew.
Corey. I got my boy Charlie and myself. We coming back, y'all. We coming back tomorrow night. Y'all do not want to miss this. And we coming back, and we talking about is marriage still important to a man?
Nah, we not gonna pop up, Danny. We gonna let
No,
them ride out tonight. We
no.
gonna be
But we
blowing
will
up the
be. I
comments
was gonna say we
though.
get ready to be in the building for real, but we're not popping up. We're gonna let
Yes.
them do their thing.
And so tomorrow night we talking about is marriage still important to a man? So out to all you ladies that may be wondering,
Tune
is
in.
marriage still important to a man? Definitely tune in and listen in to
And,
us. And shout
and,
out. Oh, go on ahead.
Say the time, bro,
and for those,
because you can't see it at the bottom because of the
I
the
got you.
yeah.
banner.
I
And for
got you.
y'all to tune in and y'all like the show, y'all enjoy it, y'all enjoy interacting, share it, share it out for somebody else that might see it. You might have that special insignificant. significant significant other that you might want to have these conversations with, the tough conversations, share it. Tell them to tap
Or
in.
an insignificant other
Or
that you don't need to be.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Share it with them and let
Facts.
them come tap in. Or this could be a segue to some good conversations that need to be had.
Facts. And this will be on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And shout out to our girl, Miss Sarah Renee, for this bomb flyer. She always comes through with the
Whoop,
flyers
whoop.
all
She
the
is the
times.
flyer queen.
She literally is. So
Two
we
seconds.
appreciate her. Like literally 2 seconds and it's
Two
done.
seconds.
And it's done. And
Hmm.
we'd invite you all to go over to After Show Vibes page on Facebook. Like us up, share it out, and let others know about us. Y'all are constantly rocking with us, and we appreciate y'all for it. And we want y'all to go over there and like us up so that the algorithms recognizes us a little bit more on Facebook. So we promise y'all we're gonna be doing more on the After Show Vibes page. We're gonna be dropping some reels on there. We're gonna be doing a lot more on there, so y'all get ready. So as I always say, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning some things that we're looking at is bad. God is only turning it around for our good. Stay blessed, be blessed, and be a blessing to someone else. I'll see y'all on tomorrow night. Peace.
Peace, y'all.